Podcaster Joe Rogan has blasted USAID after the colossal waste of taxpayer funds was exposed by a doge investigation headed up by Elon Musk.
Off some of the things that this guy Kanakota the Great on Twitter listed, and this is off the Jesse Water show. USAID, $20 million for Iraqi Sesame Street, $2 million for Moroccan pottery classes, $11 million to tell Vietnam to stop burning trash, $27 million to give gift bags to illegals, $27 million, $330 million to help Afghanis grow crops. Crops.
330
I wonder what those crops are. What's their biggest crop, Brett?
It's going to be the poppy seeds for bagels, I'm thinking.
$200 million on an unused Afghani dam, $250 million on an unused Afghani road. This is wild. I mean, some of this stuff is really, really crazy.
Rogan then doubled down, coming to the realization that this is the reason why the national debt was so high.
We were always wondering, why is our debt so high? Why is the national debt so high? Why is our deficit so insane? Well, this is it.
Online commentators also reacted, with this person saying, "Great to see more people waking up to the absurd level of corruption in our government." This person agreed, saying, "It's all starting to make sense why we are in such massive debt. It's all making sense now. And this is just the beginning, I fear." USAID has been in the spotlight this week for all the wrong reasons. With Donald...
Yeah, and the Democrats are hating every second of it. They're out there shouting, "Fire Elon Musk." No, and I just wonder why. Why do y'all want to fire Elon Musk so much now that y'all being investigated? Is it because they're going to find out that y'all been squandering this money? Y'all been spending all of our taxpayer dollars on this nonsense. And it kind of also gives an explanation to why these politicians are so wealthy, because honestly, they don't make a lot of money compared to the amount of wealth that they've accumulated. Nowhere near it. Right? Explains a lot.
Trump and Elon Musk exposing its unbelievable waste and corruption and vowing to shut the agency down. Donald Trump said, "Looks like billions of dollars have been stolen at USAID and other agencies, much of it going to the fake news media as a payoff for creating good stories about the Democrats. The left-wing rag known as Politico seems to have received $8 million. Did the New York Times receive money?
For
Who
fake
else
subscriptions.
did? This could be the biggest scandal of them all, perhaps the biggest in history. The Democrats can't hide from this one. Too big, too dirty." And now that their dirty secret has been exposed and the gravy train is over, Democrats are having a meltdown. Like the head of USAID, who has been fired and is now laying on the guilt trip about her staff members who won't be able to pay rent.
Well, you can imagine when you suddenly in your inbox find a termination notice or a leave of absence notice that you didn't expect to get on a flawed predicate that you're doing radical leftist insubordination. It's pretty jarring. And because there's so many lies and falsehoods circulating and so many claims that people are sort of not with the program, I think people are just completely dislocated. There's no stable ground on which to walk. And then, of course, most of them have been laid off, so they're worried about how they're going to pay the bills and how they're going to make rent.
It seems
Well, you know what? I'm sure they'll be fine from all the money that they've been able to steal up under our nose from the federal government, but from us, taxpayers. I'm sure they'll be fine. I don't care about them.
no one is buying into the pity party, though.
They're panicking big time, Laura, because their power base is being threatened. That's what's really going on here. I mean, look at what they're doing over USAID. This is because they've used that as their personal plaything. And that includes billions and billions of taxpayer dollars that have gone, to fund outrageous stuff overseas, like trans-affirming projects in Zimbabwe or whatever. But also, let's not forget, to fund their preferred media outlets like Politico. And who knows what other left-wing rags have been getting money, federal government money, from this agency, and there's been no accountability. So yes, what's happening is Trump is exposing all of this. He is cutting off the liberal supply chains, as it were, and the liberals are just losing their minds. They're totally losing their minds. We need more of it. You mentioned the IRS. I love it. I love Trump's idea to get rid of the Internal Revenue Service. Let's make it the External Revenue Service. Let's start making these agencies work for the American people.
And Sky News host Caleb Bond agrees, saying the lack of oversight by the government of USAID is absurd.
Caleb, it's hard to argue. I mean, the more you hear about the money that is being wasted, thrown around on all manner of lefty fetishes, like transgendered operas in Colombia, would anyone have ever imagined that was an...
Roads in Afghanistan. When's the last time you seen a road in Afghanistan? All I see is dirt. And that cost the taxpayers $30 million.
aid project.
I really want to find
yes,
a list
the people running the show
of
were well
everything
aware that
so I
that
can
was
share
a
it with you guys.
quote-unquote aid project. That's why they're so upset that the thing's being dismantled, because they can't do what they've always been able to do. Like I said last night, the idea that this was an independent body, so it was not controlled by the president, is crazy. Like, here's just a pot of money for you to go and do what you want with, including DEI in Serbia and transgender operas. Now, I'm actually kind of curious to go to the transgender opera now, because I just want to see what they've spent their money on.
YouTube.
And I reckon I've got to go and investigate this now. But it's proven what a joke this is, and the idea that there is more oversight is never a bad thing. Unless, of course, you're the one who's been trusted with all the money for that time, and you've had the rug pulled out from underneath you.
Republican Nancy Mace also has no sympathy for USAID, slamming them in Congress.
We all now know USAID. They're screaming about Elon Musk over there, but hey, George Soros and his boy are okay.
Yeah.
They scream that we're all a threat to democracy when they've been systematically dismantling democracy before our eyes. They've been caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and there's no going back. So I would tell my colleagues across the other side of the aisle, take your salty tears and sit right back down. USAID has long strayed from its mission to effectively and efficiently administer aid to advance American interests.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, and something else a lot of people get twisted about the United States is that we are not a democracy. We are a republic. When's the last time you read the Pledge of Allegiance? It says, and to the republic, not to the democracy. We are a republic.
And applauded Trump and Musk's approach to cleaning out the waste, saying this is what happens when a business approach is taken to running the country.
What's fascinating right now is we're getting a chance to see what happens when you take a business approach to the government in the White House. We're seeing right now with this whole USAID thing, where they're uncovering massive amounts of corruption and waste and just a lot of weird, shady shit with NGOs and where an enormous amount of money is going.
And I can't wait for this list to come out because I definitely want to share it with you guys. This is probably going to be the most eye-opening list I've ever done. I know the PPP loan list is probably crazy too, but I'm like, this trumps that. No pun intended. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see y'all next time.